All right, so here we go. We have Bitcoin here on the 1 hour. As you see, we did get our multi-crossover signal and the fan out confirmation, which is what let us down. So we dropped down below all major moving averages with this candle, came back up, couldn't get back above the 21, kind of front ran it, then dropped back down. So now the question is what happens next? We're going to go over the possible scenarios. There's three of them. First, we're going to go over the chart layout and what we see in the indicators. So here I have my moving averages, 21 being the yellow, purple being the 200, red being the 50, and blue being the 100. I have your VPR here to your right, and this measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. It's basically like the volume. Your volume is vertical. This volume is horizontal. And then we have our momentum oscillators, one being the RSI and the other one being the MACD. Then we have our volatility measurement, which measures obviously volatility, which is called your BBWP down here. Okay, so obviously the moving average just had a multi-crossover. Your 50 looks like it's about to cross the 200. But we're going to find out if it does. That's not going to look good, especially if these moving averages continue to fan out. Right now, your RSI is in the bearish control zone, riding that signal line, trying to get back above it. Do we get the bounce up to, maybe right now we're finding resistance at these last lows. Do we get a bounce up to around the top of the bearish control zone? That's the question right now. MACD looks like it could be having a retest or a cross to the upside. If we do get a cross to the upside, I would expect a little bounce, possibly up to the 21, maybe even up to the 250, but we'll find out, because if it bounces up there, it's going to start curling this 21 around. We're going to go over the possible three scenarios. BBWP has fallen. Moving average is even starting to get a negative slope. Now, BBWP has fallen as the price action has moved up, which makes me think this could be a corrective move. Your BBWP expanded as the price action went down. Now it's going down as the price action's moving up a little bit sideways. So that could be a corrective move. Now, let's go over here to the order blocks. Okay, so we did fall below this bearish supply block, then pop back in it, got rejected from the top. Now we're finding support on the bottom. Stochastic is pointing up above your signal line, but it is on the current tick. So we're going to find out whether we get a little bounce here, possibly up, maybe we range here for a minute. 16,245 being the top region. And then, we'll have 16,134 region as the bottom. So do we go sideways here? Is this a redistribution or accumulation? We could go sideways here and go up, have a BART, but we're going to find out. Let's go over the three scenarios. Okay, so the bullish scenario is that this is a double bottom and we reclaim the 250. If that happens, I would expect us to come all the way up to the point of control at 16,550 and basically your last range highs. If that happens, I would expect this to be a bear trap. All right, so that's basically the bullish scenario. And if you break the POC in those last range highs, I would expect you to go back up to the top of the range at 16,700 region. Now, we do fall below 16,100 and make a lower low. I would expect us to come all the way back down to 15,600, probably even lower. That would probably be the breakdown point. But remember, the bottom of your range is at 15,600. So I would definitely expect us to go down there. All right, and then if we break that, 13,500 is the next stop. All right, so next case is that we go sideways for a while and then find out whether this is redistribution or accumulation. Honestly, the most probability here is that we come back up to the 21 and get rejected and then fall below this last low, and this was just a corrective bounce. Because like I said, you do have your moving average signal. So the probabilities are in favor of the downside. I'd say I'm about 70-30% in favor of bearishness. But you know, it can always go the other way. That 30% is still there. So watch your momentum oscillators and watch this range. Well, you know, so far we're kind of making a range between 16,130 and wick highs, we'll say 16,240. So watch which way we break out. Like I said, if we can get above the 21, I would expect us to come up to where the 250 is at about 16,375. If we break that, that's when I think this was a bear trap. All right, that's the bullish case, like I said. If we break down below this low, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good at all. That momentum is going to cascade down. Your BBWP is going to get back above into that upper zone, and we're probably going to go to hell. So yeah, that's about it for Bitcoin. If you guys like this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. Great conversation there, very active. Definitely join the Discord. You know, we have an event every Sunday at 7 where we talk about all different kinds of topics, you know, all the way from trading rules and philosophies to macro analysis to AMAs. I mean, we cover it all. So let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. Sometimes I put these videos out and they immediately make the move. Ethereum, similar story, except that you're being held down by the 200. Did have a multi-crossover and a fan-out confirmation. Bearish control zone. MACD looks like it's coming back up for either a retest or a cross. And BBWP looks like it's correcting and contracting. Moving average having a positive or a negative slope. Bullish case is that we break the POC point of control on the VPVR and the 100. If that happens at $1,200, I would expect us to come back up to the bottom of the box at 1220. If we break this last low at 1160, I would expect this to go to $1,000. Obviously, I bounced at 1100, you know, basically down here at, you know, I'd say actually about 1080. 1080 is where I would expect the bounce. And then probably lower, because that would mean Bitcoin's breaking down. All right, pretty short update today. Let's move on to Solana. Solana doesn't look too good. Solana looks like its bounce has already happened, and it looks like it could be going down. Now we could come up to the 21 at 1360. Basically right where we had this wick high. Come up there, get rejected. I mean, we are in the bearish control zone. MACD looks like it's either getting a retest or a cross up. Could be a fake out. BBWP has contracted as the price actions moved up, which makes me think this is a corrective move. You have crossed below your moving average, not having a negative slope just yet. So if you get back above that moving average, I would expect us to either be breaking the 50 at 1385 or this last low at 1280. So I mean, that's your bullish and bearish case. If you break 1280, I would expect you to go down to $11 and probably lower. I would expect a big bounce at $11 though. If you can get back up to these range highs at 1445, I would expect you to go to $16. $16 would be the next stop. All right. So yeah, I mean that's really about it. Short update today. I mean, we had the drop. You know, now we're having the bounce. I mean, what happens next? You know what I mean? Get ready for the move, because this is either redistribution or accumulation. And if we do drop below these lows, I mean, that's going to look really bad. It's going to look really bad. We're probably going to go back down to the range low and maybe even break it. All right, so Solana don't look too good. Ethereum doesn't look the best either. You're being held down by the 200, getting the multi-crossover. Bitcoin has the multi-crossover fan-out confirmation. If that 50 crosses at 200, that is not going to look good, especially if they continue to fan out and we're held down by the 21. All right, so there's your market update, and I wish everyone well. I'll see you tomorrow.